respected chairpersons and members of the audience, Assalamu alaikum. I am here to support the motion that nationalism is a threat to global peace and brotherhood. Oxford Dictionary defines nationalism as extreme patriotism marked by a feeling of superiority over other countries. Now, what this feeling of superiority over other countries results in, I will present in 4 arguments. My first argument is that it inculcates in human being a feeling of hatred and inequality. Humans are equal and they all should be equal. But nationalism mandates that some humans are more equal than others, not on the basis of virtues and characters and morals, but mere lines on maps. This feeling of superiority then gives the more equal person the license to subjugate the less equal person, which become evident during the when the Europeans enslaved millions of people, these very nationalists wiped out the entire Red Indians from the America, and nowadays this is becoming evident in a form of economic terrorism in which the so-called developed countries are not allowing the developing countries to develop, but are indeed bent upon exploiting their resources and for their own national interest. This was my first argument. My second argument is that it leads to unjustified foreign policies and wars. Nationalism today is a key element in modern politics. It is the driving force behind a vast majority of the wars and conflict present in today's world. For example, we all know about the atrocities of Israel on Palestine. But here in Parliament, when the debate will be held, whether we should support Israel or whether we should go for Palestine, the debate will not be what is near to human morality and humanity. But they will debate that what is beneficial for our country, what is good for our own national interest, whether supporting India or supporting Israel or supporting Palestine. My third argument is that it leads to a nationalist is not only a source of danger for the people living outside the boundary of his country, but he is a source of danger. He can also prove to be a source of danger for the people living within his own country, which results in the persecution of minorities. When a nationalist feels that some people are holding a faith and a belief and ideas which are foreign to his country, then he goes after them. He started persecuting them. This becomes evident in the example of the persecution of Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar, persecutions of Tamils in Sri Lanka, and now very close to even within our countries, in the northeastern states, this is evident from the persecution of the Muslims there, who are often alleged and dishonored as Bangladeshis. This definitely does not help in maintaining global peace and brotherhood. My fourth argument is that this ideology of nationalism is based on mere emotions and sentiment and does not have any sound ground. This ideology is irrational. This ideology is rationally illogical and morally unreasonable. A nationalist does not only consider his people living within his country superior to people living outside his country, but he even started to attribute the pebbles, the rivers and the mountains of his country as something which is superior to others. I cannot understand why Himalaya is greater than Alps, why Ganga is greater than Amazon or Nile, why pebbles of these countries are greater than the pebbles of other countries. What selfishness is at personal level, lobbyism is at regional level, nationalism is at international level. Here I would like to quote George Bernard Shaw, who said that a nationalist does not only disapprove of the atrocities committed by his own side, but he has a remarkable capacity of even not hearing about them. Albert Einstein said that these are the reasons why Albert Einstein said that nationalism is an infantile disease which is a measles of mankind. This is why I goes for the motion that nationalism is a threat for the for peace and harmony of the world, and this is why I think every rational and moral person should do the same. Thank you very much.